We are Hubdrive. Our vision is to empower people and organizations in HR management.
Hi, my name is Daniel Heller, and today I'm going to present you new features and improvements that are being shipped with Rollup 42. So here is our agenda for today. We have a new module that is coming as a preview. It's called Training Organization Module. Then we're going to talk about the virtual time clock location coordinates, data fox configuration, and fixes and updates. So we're going to start with training organization module. So as I mentioned, it's coming as a preview. The old module that we have, the training that's currently in use, won't be affected by these changes. And for the new one, this module was completely revised, receiving many functionalities, and the ones that existed before, they are also improved. Big changes are that trainings can now be mapped in a hierarchical structure, starting with a training plan, and several trainings can then be added under this training plan in an organized structure. So here you can see a screenshot from the system. Logged as a HR manager, I have my training plan. So this is a template, and have some basic data here as the name of this template, what kind of planning type it is. So now it's a template. Later on, when it's assigned to a user, an employee, will be usage. So it changes the status. I can have description. So why I have this training plan for, departments affected, the duration, and also the status of this training plan now. Also, I can add important information as who's the provider and the contact from this training. And underneath, as I mentioned, the training plan is composed by many trainings. In this case, we just added two examples here, training 1 and training 2. So these trainings, they are composed by learning modules. So a training can have several learning modules, this structure. And the modules are the smallest level to map your training management. So it means that the employee has to go over these modules in order to complete the training itself. Here in this screenshot, it's another example. And you can see that I have my training plan. I'm in trainings entity, and I have my learning modules here underneath. And I have learning module 1 and learning module 2. So in this part, you can see the duration of the training, if there's a content path. So if there's a link to be followed, it can be added here. The language of the training, the provider, and who will be the trainer. And also I have here training content. I could also add more documentation for the employees if they have to follow, to download, and so on. So now we have the Rollout Center. It's a new feature that was added in Rollup 42, and this gives the possibility to give your employees their own trainings. With just one button, we can create a training plan, right? A template. With one button, we roll out this template, and then we add the employees that will be affected by that, and they will receive their own trainings. And it's important that this template, once it's assigned to these employees, they will have the status usage. So as mentioned here. In this next screenshot, you can see that I'm the rollout center. I have my training plan that I created before. I can give it a name. So the rollout type, there are several types that can be added here. If there's an exam to it or not, so it means that if after completing the training, this employee has to take an exam or not. And then on the right side, I have the employees that are affected by this. And I just press the button, they receive the training plans, and they can participate. So all of this is coming now in Rollup 42 as a preview function. So moving on, we're going to talk about time and attendance and the improvements that were made there. The first one, it was in geolocation for time and attendance, and the second one was an improvement in data fox configuration. For the virtual time clock location coordinates, this process was reworked, and now the geolocation is captured from your mobile device. can be an iPhone, can be an Android device. So the only thing that the employee has to do, the user has to do, is to go in their Dynamics 365 app on their mobile device and activate, enable this functionality. And as I mentioned, this service now is delivered out of the box. So as soon as we ship 42, the user who uses a mobile device to track their attendance will now be captured from their device automatically by the system. Here I have a screenshot, so this is an example. You see that this was the user, Joshua Davis. So in this day, he ended his work using his mobile device, and the longitude and the latitude of him was captured, right, by the system and added here to the file. So important information, remark that this is only visible by the manager and not by the employee. So the employee will see only until here. So let's imagine that you have a line. He will see his type of attendance, right? Attendance detail type and work, the start date, his own name, and the time. If you want them to use, then you have to enable on the form. So easily customizable. Moving on, we have the DataFox configuration. So it was enhanced, the configuration of DataFox. The only change now is that this device will emit a warning sound whenever an entry is wrong. So if an error occurs, let's say an employee, for example, clocks in twice by mistake, then it will throw an error. So this makes the process of capturing entries more reliable. Yeah. This functionality, it's available with installation of Rollup 42. So there's no configuration needed. As soon as you update or install Rollup 42, this will be already inside your device, this information, and then whenever an error occurs, a warning sound will be emitted. Now, last but not least, we have here solved tickets and bug fixes. So those are all the cases that were submitted by partners, customers, and we identified them as bugs, and then we solved them, and now they are being shipped in Rollup 42. So all of those here were fixes. You see that there's a lot about time summary, time sheets, time accounts, daily summaries. We have even with workflows, they were reworked. So vacancy, all the modules that were affected, it's here. If you want to have a complete overview, if you want to check if your ticket was a bug, you can also go to our newsletter in your website in the release notes, and then you can analyze that. But this is the complete list here. So thank you for today. Those are the release notes, and see you in Rollup 43. Bye.